think that maybe somebody might be on the fence due to inexperience, due to maybe some naivety. But I think they're on the fence. Yeah, I think they're on the fence between maybe an old version of themselves that has existed with them for a long time and between a new version of themselves that is trying to emerge but needs way more space to open up than, say, the last version. It's almost kind of like talking about if you can't appreciate what you have, and even if it's not much, even if, you know what I mean, like, it can't matter, you'll never ever end the end of this I don't have enough mindset if you can't appreciate what's already in front of you. You can appreciate what's already in front of you and still want more. You don't have to disregard or dismiss or reject what's currently around you in order to get to the next place. It's almost kind of like saying if you're on a river or of some kind with little, you know, rocks that you're boop, 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 you know, jumping onto the next one, you know, you need another rock to be in front of you close enough so that when you take your next leap, you're not going to fall into the water. You just keep this ebb and flow of just go, 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 go. And it's almost kind of like saying, like, it's almost like they're not getting the essence of the lesson. Like, what's in front of them is what they're supposed to appreciate, and you can't really ever appreciate something moving forward because it doesn't matter how many rocks are ahead of you in that stream of water. If there's not one close enough that when you jump you'll reach it, those ones are obsolete. They completely don't matter anymore because you'll already be in the water. You'll already be sunk. You understand what I'm trying to say? If you can't appreciate what's in front of you, your life is not going to bless you with new things to appreciate or better things to appreciate. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have the lessons in place that allow you to appreciate yourself, your environment, at whatever state it's in, you can't move on to the next step. You literally cannot take the next step. Yeah, and I think that's a big part of it. I think, you know, and maybe the resonation with the old self versus the new self that's emerging is codependency versus like true autonomy, true authenticity, true freedom, and not tying your worth to an external thing and only keeping that to yourself, and not keeping it to yourself, like not sharing it. I mean like relying on within, relying on what you already have, like I said, appreciating, because when you're not appreciating what's in your life as it is, it's really hard to appreciate yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because how you treat your outside, you treat your inside. How you treat your inside, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna flow that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always say you have to be the first one to smile in the mirror. The mirror is not going to be the first thing to smile at you ever. Like, ever. You know that. And try standing in front of a mirror. Go into your bathroom, go into wherever, stand in front of a mirror and try to get yourself to smile before you physically do the movement with your face. It will not work. And I understand being a hurt person who has been damaged and, you know, scorn. And unfortunately, we're not responsible for who hurts us or why or anything, but we are responsible for what we do with that hurt, okay? And if you're gonna, you know, be the type of person who, instead of working on it within, you have to project outward, that shows that you're seeking validation from the external. you can be mad and validate your feelings about what you went through and who hurt you without creating the same narrative for the next people in front of you. Yeah, I don't imagine that this is gonna, I think people are really gonna come to their senses in a lot of ways. I mean, peace is going to come because peace is being called upon, in a lot of different ways. And as people make decisions, as people choose and maybe are offered opportunities to see other people choosing for themselves, it's going to become easier, I think, for people to choose peace and to move on without, like, let go, but without, and move on without dismissing their acknowledgement, because that's a lot of why people stay mad. They don't feel like they're seen. They don't feel like enough people understand that they were hurt. But the thing is only you need to understand that. Don't put yourself at an impasse because you haven't heard from the right person that they're sorry or that they hurt you, because you can't wait for that. You can't. And I mean, you can. I mean, I'm not here to tell people what to do, right? I mean, by all means. But I just mean, it doesn't usually get anywhere. It doesn't usually work. Like I said, if we're relying on an external force, you will always be at an impasse with yourself. You will always come to a sense of cognitive dissonance, because your body, you want to be authentic. You are screaming to be authentic. And the old version of yourself is keeping you in this prison. But only person who is holding the key to that prison door is yourself. Yeah, you're keeping yourself in the cold. You know what I'm saying? At a point, you're choosing your own suffering. And like I said, everybody can live the life that they want to live. But is it working for you? Do you like it? Is this how you want it to be, forever? Those are the questions you may have to ask yourself. Yeah, and that's another thing. With codependency comes poor personal boundaries in general, and that's understandable. And there's nothing wrong with, like I said, like taking a period of time where you have to like retract and go within and maybe not be very, playful, and it doesn't have to be like that either, but you got to do what you got to do, and to whatever standard that means for you. You know what I'm saying? But you get to make those rules. Don't look for the help outside, like as if you don't know what's best for you, because you've been with you since the day you started this life, and you will be with you until this life comes to its end. And if you don't have your back, you cannot expect anybody else to have your back. And it sucks. But that's the thing, if it doesn't work for you, it's not going to work for anybody else. And it's hard, and that's okay. It's okay, because this is part of the learning process. Maybe you haven't been through this before, and that's okay. The point is to learn. The point is to realize that that's what it's trying to get you to see. You get to decide, am I going to be paralyzed by this fear? Am I going to be stuck in place and to live the life of everybody else's narratives that they've tried to, did they really just hurt you just for you to get this far? I don't like to see it that way. But again, personal opinion. Yes, you can, if you want. The opportunity is there for you to choose the lesson, choose to learn from it so that you don't have to repeat it. And it's like skipping a record on a track. Like, I'm gonna ruin the record. And you can start small, You can start small. You can release yourself a little bit at a day. It doesn't have to be, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's a lot of it, where you feel so overwhelmed that it's just like you don't know where to begin. It becomes like paralyzation. And that's understandable. But even small, even just literally talking to yourself in the mirror and giving yourself like affirmations, and that's so overrated. Find something that works for you. Even if it's, okay, this is one thing that I'm going to do for myself every day, and that's that. But make sure it's something that's healthy, that's more indicative of you and towards a peaceful, you know what I'm saying? More sort like you towards the life you're trying to create for yourself. A habit that would that would breed for that. You got this. You got this. Like, you know, this conversation, you know, some people, we need a little tough love every once in a while, and there's nothing wrong with having that talk with yourself, but you know what I mean? Like, I like to think of it like talking to my inner child, you know? Like, sometimes you have to hold their hand and you get to skip and play in the playground with them and have the best time, and sometimes you have to sit them down and let them know that's not cool. We don't do that. And not for any other reason other than I love you and I want you to have a good experience. So in order to have a good experience, you need to give the good experience a good participant. Have a good day. Have a peaceful day.